Look, we want to do something a little different this morning. This is, I guess, part 4.
Yeah.
Part 4 of our attachment series. And I just want to kind of...
Just 1 second. Relationship series.
Relationship series, yeah, that's right. That's what we called it. That's right. It's not attachment series. It's about attachment.
It's got it in there, yeah.
Yeah, it's called relationship. Yeah, pardon the French. But just to get going, it's our belief that of all the things that you will do on your spiritual journey, of all the things that you'll do in the name of living a more meaningful, deeper life, we believe the greatest thing you could do is learn how to love others better. A guy approached Jesus saying, look, I am trying to get all the commandments, all the rules, all the laws, the spiritual do's and don'ts lined up. Can you kind of throw me some pointers? Jesus just kind of summarized. He says, look, love God and love your neighbor. It all boils down to that. And around here, we try to keep things simple often and say, look, learn to love. If you can do that, then this thing actually means something to you. It's a proof. Jesus, in fact, at one point he said, look, they will know you're spiritual. They will know you're tied into something very powerful by the way you love others. You'll be known by your love for one another. So anyways, this is what this relationship series is really all about. It's like, how can we learn to do this more effectively? Mm-hmm. Over the last number of weeks, we've been talking about insecure attachment styles. And the way that these instinctive reactions we have to the situations around us, how they can cause a lot of pain. They can sabotage our relationships. That's what we call relationship. It's when things go sideways. You're like, I don't know why I said, and then all of a sudden you're in a fight with someone. We may intend to be loving toward others, but oftentimes our actions betray that intention. And sometimes we don't even know why we're doing or saying the things we say and do. That's the insidious part of it. I don't know how many times I've made a mess with Kathy. I've said things I shouldn't have said. And everything gets yanked out. And then it's like later I'm going, I can't even remember how that even started. Like I just wigged out. And so attachment and attachment theory and learning about these insecure attachment styles gets at what might be underneath, the instinctual levers that are pulling us in certain ways when situations develop.
So 1 second. Jeff talked a story last week about his son. He was loving him the way he thought he needed to be loved. Like, grade 12, you're out. The reality is that's not the way his son needed to be loved.
No.
So Jeff's like, doing a great job as a parent. Kid's not loving in this at all. So
at that time, he wasn't in grade 12. He was in grade 10. But
okay,
I wigged him out. I said, hey, when do I... Yeah.
By grade 12, you had it dialed in. It was perfect.
Yeah, right.
Okay, sorry.
A few weeks ago, Vince talked about how when he came home one night, his wife, Ellie, was wearing, she had applied a cream to a tattoo. The cream.
Very stinky cream. Extremely stinky. That's a very important part of the story.
And Ellie knew.
Very important.
Ellie knew that you didn't like the smell of that.
No.
Oh, she didn't?
It smells lovely to her. She thinks it's fantastic.
Okay, but it was offensive to you. And, okay, and so when you walk in instantly.
My window tolerance is about this big. And that was like, boom, I'm out. And I'm like hiding in the bedroom.
But you somehow felt like she had done that on purpose to you?
Well, that's an assault. I could charge her for that.
But so you felt like,
Wait. You guys are on my team here. Come on.
We're trying to understand you.
Yeah.
You felt like she had somehow, without her even saying it, or it actually even doing it, it felt to you like she had almost done it on purpose. And you went...
It feels like, it was just too much, and I flipped my lid.
Went straight to your room, closed the door.
Yeah, that was first week, remember? Flip our lids.
Flip our lids.
When you flipped your lid, you're basically dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be skillful at all. You can't be loving. You're just dumb.
Yeah. So that is an avoidance style. That's where you feel threatened in the relationship, and your way to handle it is to then push away, to distance, saying, look, you're not meeting my need, I'm going to go and meet my own need. That's avoidant.
Yeah. Self-soothing. We go away, calm ourselves down, and then we can be around people. But we need a lot of alone time because that's the only way we can calm.
Right.
We don't know how to calm in relationship well. That's just tricky.
So last week I shared how Kathy and I, when early in our marriage, we were with a friend, and I started watching this dynamic between Kathy, this imagined dynamic, mind you, with Kathy and a close friend of mine. And my signals sensed, whoa, Kathy's really into this guy. And I started freaking out. I'm like, I don't like how you're smiling at him. I don't like how you're laughing so hard at his jokes. And so I start freaking. Now, I hold it together until I get together with Kathy, but then at that point, I'm mad. And I'm getting even angrier when she's looking at me, acting like she doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I'm going, I was right there. And she's like, Jeff, you're being ridiculous. And so in my anxious attachment style, I'm getting angry at her. I'm almost like pushing her away, going, how can you? And because of this threat of abandonment, that's big for anxious attachment style. I feel like she's going to leave me. And so in that moment of panic, I'm I'm pushing her away, but hoping it's going to draw her back. And she's going, Jeff, no, I love you. But I'm like yanking, doing one of those and wigging out. And that's the thing about anxious attachment styles, is you have this underwriting belief that people, those who are close to you, are going to abandon you. And so whenever you sense they're saying something, doing something, and your threat center goes off, it's like, we got trouble here. And then the process often is either to please, to do whatever you can to make them okay because you don't want them to leave you, or if that doesn't seem to be working, you then get angry and you can freak out, wig out on them, hoping that even in the anger, they will turn around and come back and say, look, I'm here. Don't freak out. I'm right here. So this is the two forms of insecure attachment that we've been talking about. And we've been sharing our own relationship to help others be able to recognize, maybe I relate more in that style or this style. Mm-hmm. Now, this week, we want to talk about a style that kind of falls into the middle. I don't know if it's in the middle or...
It's the healthy way.
It's a healthier way.
Isn't it? Have you ever been at an event where someone told you all the things you're not supposed to do, and you're like, okay, I do that. Okay, I won't do it. But then they end it, and you're going, okay, but what do I do?
Yeah.
I sometimes go to my nutritionist. They're like, don't eat any of this fast food stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but what's left? Like, water? Great. So after being at a bunch of those, I was like, what if we sat down and we just showed what healthy responses could look like?
So rather than insecure, we show
Secure.
secure attachment. Secure, yeah.
Hey, Yanni, when you have a second, or Jeremy, when you have a second, can you throw up the relationship model? Insecure attachment is designed to be separate. I and they. They're too close to me. That's the avoidance style. That person's too close. They're going to take something from me. I'm not going to get anything. And so you have this kind of combative relationship. I need to be alone. Anxious is the same way. I need you to be close to me because I can't calm myself down. Mm-hmm. Secure, or what we call we, is up where we go, no. This is win-win. Whoever we are, when we leave this, we both come away going, yes, that feels balanced. That feels fair. That feels like we're both winning. It's not, I'm going to win, you're going to lose, or you're going to win and I'm going to lose. That's insecure. It's together. And so today what we're going to do is we're basically going to throw out different scenarios. Me and Jeff are going to role play. You know, when you're in counseling, they always say role play, and you're like, yeah, I can't do that. That's how we feel right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be horrific. we're going to role play. It's going to be ugly. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up scenarios, and then we're going to respond and try and find the secure response, the we response. Sometimes we're going to throw it out, see how it feels to you. Going to see if we can't figure it out. We're going to crowdsource the answer and see if we can figure this out. But what we're trying to do is trying to find the we answer, the secure answer. Make sense? So we'll even let you guys later on, you can even throw out some scenarios, but we'll try one at first and just see how it goes, because we've never actually done this at Friends Church. So why not? Let's do it.
Vince has been gone for a week and literally got home last night.
Actually, we were a day early this time.
Okay. So anyways, he got in town. We have not talked through the scenarios.
Perfect.
I have no idea what kind of scenario you're going to throw at me. And
well, then I'll
and
start.
vice
How
versa.
about I start?
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
so I don't know about you, but when I listen to Jeff's message, right? His wife's flirting with this handsome, rich, lovely man. Gets into the car after, and Jeff's like totally. Had you flipped your lid?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
total
that'd be-
flipped?
Yeah.
Would Kathy have said you flipped your lid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jeff's completely dysregulated, and what I wanted to know after was, what could she have done that would have felt secure, that would have felt like we in that moment? So I'm going to play Jeff. You're going to play Kathy. We're like, the whole scenario's got, so one second, I just got to do my hair here, so it's a little pokey up.
whatever.
You can, Kathy hair, there we go. So we're in the truck after, and I'm freaking out. I can't believe you said that! And you laughed at him! I can't believe it's going on! Is that how it sounded? A little bit more? Ah!
I thought I was quite rational, but yeah, apparently not.
So in that moment, so you're like, I was there. You flirted with him. I watched you. You're laughing at his jokes. I can't believe you did that.
Now,
Just so you know, that didn't work.
okay. No, okay, so you're asking me to
You're Kathy.
now to just role play what Kathy did, or what I
what
could
would
have
what
done
Kathy could have done that would
to
have been
help.
perfectly secure. Not that
Yeah.
Kathy wasn't perfectly secure,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what would have been
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Jeff's,
Yeah.
if you could have chosen how she responded in a
Okay.
secure way, what would that have looked
Sorry,
like?
I'm supposed to know this, but I'm just needing the coach again. Okay, so I think probably what would have helped is if
I was
so
right there. I can't believe
yeah,
you
I'm
said
just like,
that.
whoa, hey, I'm sorry. Whoa, just I had no idea.
What do you mean you had no idea? I was right there. You laughed at his jokes and you wouldn't laugh at my jokes.
You know what? Honestly, I am sorry that was your perception. But
Whoa! My perception? I was right there, dude.
I felt like I was laughing at your jokes. Honestly,
Dude, I was right there.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can I pause? Can you feel when he said, I'm sorry, it felt good? But as soon as he said, I didn't flirt, he intimated that, I can feel even my nervous system starting to freak out.
So you're saying my answer is wrong?
Okay, ask anyone, would it have felt okay if he said, I'm sorry that that's your perception? Would that have made you calm down? Again, we flipped our lids. No, we could vote like this.
Wow. Okay.
no.
There's
Let's
some
try
wrong
that again.
answers
Hold
there.
on a
Okay.
second.
Yeah. Okay.
Shake it out, shake it out. Okay.
All right.
So there's something about but you felt when he said, I'm sorry, that felt good, didn't it? That felt like, especially when he put his hand on my knee, first there was a whole consent thing that we didn't talk about ahead of time, but you have consent. But
You want to play Kathy? You're gonna get it. All right.
wow, this is going to get non-PG. Good. So the apology felt good. Him moving close felt good. His hand on my knee felt good. But as soon as he went to I didn't do that, I could tell my nervous system just freaked out. Anyone else's? Is that about where it played out for you?
Okay. Thanks for anything. All right.
Okay.
Moving along.
So next scenario. No, but like seriously, what would have worked?
No. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I think if she had maybe not worked on trying to deny what I was perceiving,
Yeah.
and just said, I'm sorry, and I can tell how upset you are.
Could you say, I'm sorry I did that? Would that have calmed? Ooh, the room just got really quiet, didn't it? What happened there?
Now put yourself in Kathy's position. If you don't think you were doing it, is it an instinct
Okay,
to
so
say,
let's
oh no,
let's
no.
try it then. You be Jeff again.
Okay.
I'll be Kathy. I'm going to try and role play what
Yeah.
they're all saying. Because again, he's flipped his lid, right? We're all in the same place.
Yeah.
He's not conscious at this point. He's not making super rational decisions. This is complete threat
Well,
level.
hey.
So, whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
Okay, so you're freaking out,
Yeah.
and I say, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, no, that doesn't feel good.
But if I say, I'm sorry I did that to you,
Yeah. Yeah, that acknowledgement helped. Yeah. for
one of
sure.
the things we know about our nervous system when we flipped our lid, and this is very important to watch, when someone's flipped their lid, and the reason I keep saying over and over, he's flipped his lid, you can't go to logic yet.
Yeah.
You can't use facts. I didn't do that. That's not what I said. They will lose their shit on you. And you can feel it. Now, part of us is like, but wait a second, did I flirt or not? That's not an issue. Those are facts. His brain can't function yet.
Yeah.
Until I've got him calmed down enough that he's going, yeah, okay. So what happened? That's when I can actually go to facts and go, hey, what felt like flirting to you? Because, like, man, I do not ever want you to feel that way. And so if there's something I'm doing, I want to know about that. Would that have got you past?
What felt like flirting to you that I did? Yeah, like that's a great question.
And if someone,
It's like-
if he's like, no, you were flirting, okay, great. But again, I don't ever want to put you in that position.
Right.
Help me out.
Right.
Show me what I did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that feel that I've asked to go, to not go to the logic first? Anyone feel a little bit uncomfortable with that? They want to go, did I flirt? Did I not flirt? They want to go there first? Anyone? Like, I always want to do that.
Feel free to give him the thumbs up. Okay, feel free.
Do you know the number of times me and my wife have had a logical conversation when that was completely the wrong time? So there's something about regulating somebody till they can calm their brain down enough that you can actually go, okay, now let's talk about our memories. What do you remember happening there? Because the chances are I don't remember what I said to the person. I don't remember how long I laughed. I don't remember what my face looked like. I don't remember my tone of voice.
Yeah.
How are we doing so far? Oh, let's try it. Okay, Jeff, get dysregulated. Let's try it. Jeff, back in character.
Okay.
Scene. You were flirting. I'm sorry that my behavior had that impact on you.
Doesn't feel good. Like I'm just trying to put myself in that. It doesn't seem to acknowledge how freaked out I am. It doesn't calm me down as much.
But
if that makes sense.
I know what you're feeling because I desperately want to go to like, I don't
when
want
it's
to.
flipped around, I want to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's as close I want to come. I don't want to just say, I'm so sorry.
I did that to
I
you.
did that to you. Yeah.
I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
Right.
That's what I'll say. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That's as much wiggle room as I feel.
Would anyone disagree with
Oh,
that?
we got another one over there.
Yeah, I would.
Let's
Yeah.
try it though. Okay, let's
Yeah.
try it. Jeff, back in character. Oh, I was going to remember what you said.
I'm going back 30-some years, so I'm working at this.
He's
but-
lying. It was last week.
And, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Just remind me how you said it. Oh. Okay, so
Oh,
I'm
that-
sorry. I can see, but see now you're saying I see my actions and I see how my actions impacted you, and I'm sorry for that. So you're acknowledging somewhat that I did something, whether we're calling that flirting or not.
Yeah,
let's put
maybe
that
you leave
aside.
the flirting out of it, but yes, that feels great.
Isn't it
feels
interesting?
great. It's validating that I'm not going crazy. She's not. I'm not being gaslit. And so she's like, I can see why that could have been that. Yeah,
been?
I get that. Huh? Well, yeah, maybe I'm flipping onto her side, but no, I get what you're saying there. There is an acknowledgement of the fact that what I'm feeling is real.
And I caused it.
Yeah.
So whether or not,
Indirectly, unintentionally, doesn't matter.
But it's the
just,
w-
I did this.
it's the
somehow.
wiggle room that we want, isn't it? I don't want to say I did something. I don't want to say I flirted. I don't want to. So I'm trying every which way to get
We
around
get
saying
legalese in that
so
moment,
that-
right? Yeah. And
But really, once we've said, I am so sorry I did that to you, I feel horrible, do you feel a little bit more calm?
Yeah, and to be honest, even in you saying that, you're not freaking me out thinking, whoa, see, you were flirting with them. I'm not feeling
You
that
already
in
know
that
that.
moment. I'm feeling calmed that you're acknowledging
Yeah.
why I was freaking out.
Yeah.
As I'm calming down, now I'm kind of thinking, all right, can we talk about why you were doing that?
Yeah.
And whether or not that was intentional, all that kind of stuff. But I think in that first part, being able to go, you're not going nuts, and I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I can see why this went down that way.
Can we try, one second, I'll come to you in a second. I got you in my head. Can we try one more? I'm going to do the avoidant way of handling these situations and show you how badly that plays out.
Yeah. That's a
Okay,
good one.
can you get back in character? I'm Kathy.
Oh, you're avoiding Kathy? You're avoiding
Sorry, I was
Kathy?
doing my hair. Hold on a second.
Whatever.
Perfect. You're freaking out. I'm going to be Kathy, but the avoidant version of Kathy.
Oh.
So you're freaking out.
Nice,
We're in the
yeah.
truck.
I don't need to.
That's
go
the
into it
best you
again.
got?
Well, no,
You're
I
not
don't want to
even
go
in
into it again
character.
because
Come
time
on.
is an issue. So we want to be careful. Okay, so I'm freaking out. Yeah, I can't believe you did this to me, and you don't tell me you didn't mean to.
Do you want to calm down?
Calm down.
No, seriously. Like, how about you calm down? No, seriously. I can't even have this conversation with you right now.
You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Maybe this is over.
Do you see his eyes? He's got like devils in his eyes. Holy shit.
Well, wait till it's your turn.
Do you see how that goes down? Okay, hit me. Yes. Yes. Do you notice,
Yeah.
like, I could literally say all the right things and just go like this with my body, and he'd freak out.
Freaking.
Freak out. Wait till we switch it around and we show you the other way.
As an anxious in that moment, and for all you anxious out there, as you're freaking out, it's the most counterintuitive thing that you're doing in that moment. I am pushing Kathy to the other side of the truck to make her climb, grab on her arm and say, I am here. You are mine. I ain't going anywhere. That's what I'm wanting to hear from her.
Yes. Huge.
Yes. Getting close. Yes.
Seeing,
I'm not
seeing with my
leaving you.
counselor, and she's going, no, move forward. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I don't have consent for this. And she's like, dumbass, this is your wife. Like, move forward. And I'm like, it's my avoidance side, right? Too much emotion. I'm freaking out. I want to go regulate. So I want to go away and calm down, and I want him to go away and calm down. And then we can have this really rational conversation with quiet voices and quite a bit of distance between us. Doesn't work. If you love an anxious person, that will, I was going to say never work. Maybe I won't say never, but 99.999% of the time will not work. Okay? Anyone have any issues with what we did so far? Do you want to see Jeff throw me under the bus now? Okay, Jeff.
Um,
Hold on a
Actually,
second.
I
Shake
had
it
a
up.
fairly light one here to
Oh.
throw you.
Good.
But I think, just because I think it's something that happens often, we didn't play it out maybe to the degree that we could have from your message, and that was, let's just say, something, okay, so I was thinking about you and Ellie, you coming home, being upset.
I wasn't upset. I was fine.
Yeah, right.
It's
So,
a quiet time.
but maybe you don't automatically run to your room.
Okay.
Something has bothered you. It might even come from work. You come in, you're distracted, you're maybe low-level angry about something that happened.
And I'm playing that character, or
Yep,
I'm
you're
responding?
playing.
I'm
Oh
Ellie?
no! I'll play that character.
You're Ellie?
I'll play you. This will be fun. And
I have a mohawk.
and so you are Ellie. You're coming in, and You're already at home. I come in and I'm just, yeah, kind of off and don't want to talk. Can I do that?
Ellie, or am
You're,
I avoiding Ellie, anxious Ellie? Which one do you want me to play?
Well, I don't.
Secure Ellie.
Yeah, can
Okay,
we
perfect.
play Secure Alley
So you
first?
walk in.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just
Yeah.
1 second. You got to put your hair down.
Okay. Oh yeah. Hey.
Hey, babe. How's it going?
No, it's all right. Good.
Good. Busy day?
Yeah, it's not bad. Look, I got some stuff to do. I'm just heading to the living room
Yeah,
right
perfect.
now.
Well, I'm going to go to the bedroom. Actually, you know what? I'll go for a coffee for a couple hours. I'll be back in a couple hours.
That was
and
too
chat.
easy. That was too easy.
For the gold.
I threw you a big slow pitch. Okay, let's just unpack that for a second. So, as an avoidant, when you're upset and you're giving off cues that you're not in the mood,
Usually it means you're out of your window of tolerance. You now can't handle the relationship part of stuff, and so you can only handle yourself. And so as soon as I start giving off cues where it's like, look, I can only handle myself, her moving towards me will just freak me out because I'm already right on the edge, like I'm about to flip my lid. And so her saying, oh, I see you, I know what you need, I'm actually going to give you some space. You don't even need to ask for it. Like the ninja level, because we feel so bad for asking for it, because we're like, I love you, you're my wife, and I still don't want you to be here. Like that, somehow we can't get our heads around that. And so her saying, hey, I'm just going to leave and give you some space, is just like the most beautiful gift that she saw me, she saw what I needed, and then she didn't even make me ask for it. She gave it to me with like, geez, that's just...
how many avoidants in the room go, ooh, that would feel nice if I could get that response? Okay. Let's
Any avoidance not like that? How about this? Any anxious people? Do you want to throw anything out?
Yes.
I would just say, like, that I think being with a secure person, that what I see in the way you're responding is kind of enabling the avoidance.
Okay, use...
Being able to acknowledge and attune to the fact that he's having a hard time.
Okay, so...
His sake is like, you look really, I guess it can be a stressful day. Look a little bit upset. Would it be helpful if I, instead of, your response is just avoidance.
Okay, so let's unpack a little bit, because I like what you're saying. Let's say he's walked in the door, and he's kind of on the edge, but he's not just being a dick. Like, again, when I feel like when I'm past my window of tolerance, I kind of become a dick. I can't even smile, I can't come towards her, I can't do all those things. So let's back it up a little bit. So he's not quite at that level. He comes in, and he's like, man, I've had a day. I am like on the edge of my window of tolerance.
Which would be a fairly more ninja level response.
So use the word enabling his avoidance. Now remember, I just want to be clear, the anxious and avoidant is baked into us in a sense. We can choose to overcome it, but the reason we started with window of tolerance is once you've reached out or you've gone out of your window of tolerance, you don't have choice anymore. You're just like, you're triggered, I have to go hide in the bedroom. Before that, absolutely. Not in the sense of I've enabled it. It's the sense of I honor it. I honor the distance that Vince, needs, while still going, we are still in a relationship, and so I will come back. This isn't like I'm leaving, I'll never come back. It's like, look, I'll give you a couple hours, I'll come back, and then let's reconnect. So it's letting him soothe because he's all on the edge, I think. If he was less freaked out, I might stay closer. Thoughts?
Well, I think no matter where he is, like, it's helpful in relationships. Relationships have some acknowledgement that we're together. So it seems like he's upset. Okay, I'm out of here. And there's no
Just
joining or empathy or acknowledgement that you're having a hard time.
So let's just crowdfund. Any avoidance in the room, would you need that? Do you not need that? Where are you at? And is there a range here? Sorry, Angie, go ahead.
I know that if I choose first, I can't advocate for myself in
Yeah,
that moment.
yeah,
And so I actually need my partner to do the things for me
yeah.
because I can't even, like, if I get really freaked out, I'll say yes to everything.
Or I'll stay where I shouldn't be, and I'm just like, and I'm being an ass because I need to be alone, but I'm not asking for it because I can't. So I think that's what we're trying to say. After you flipped your lid, the avoidance in your life can't do relationship for a time. And then you reconnect. If you try and reconnect early, they will be assholes.
But okay, so
ahead.
but let me just say that what I hear there is just even a simple acknowledgement, an empathetic acknowledgement, just going, "Well, looks like it's been a tough day. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you your space."
Does that give you enough?
Yeah, because I think it's, if the goal is to maybe change the pattern of reacting in relationship, avoidant or anxious, avoidant and anxious, it's about doing something slightly different.
So let me, watch out. To change the dynamic is a really tricky thing. I would say honor the dynamic and learn how to keep people inside the window of tolerance so that we don't get these really extreme behaviors. So it's not we're trying to change it. What we're trying to do is keep both parties. So if Kathy would have noticed Jeff kind of starting to dysregulate, and she'd kind of reach over at the table going, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?" Jeff might have been like, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay, she's laughing at me. Oh, she's paying attention to me. She's ignoring him. Okay, that feels kind of nice. Okay." So what we're trying to do is keep each other in the window of tolerance so that we can be loving. Once we flip the lid, we're just in crisis management. Not in the sense of changing, or I think you used the word, can't remember the word you used, like justifying, letting the person be avoidant. They are. What we're trying to do is keep them in the window of tolerance so that they don't have to use like extreme behaviors. Does that resonate with you at all? Okay. Does that resonate with you, Angie? Okay.
Yeah, because like if you're on the edges and your partner helps you, that's one way of doing it. But if you've gone outside of those edges, you kind of need your partner to do extra lifting for you in that moment.
And watch parents with kids. If you have kids, and if they're avoidant, in this case, or anxious, they don't know. They can't advocate for themselves. Just all of a sudden you look at your kid and why have you turned into a devil? Like, I don't understand. You are now a demon. What happened is they flipped their lid and you missed it. You missed that they needed you to stop it early. You needed to give them time, or you needed to connect with them. Hey, come here. No, you're busy. No, come here. Sit on my lap. What's going on? How you doing? Okay.
I want to just push a little bit further. We've talked about what the secure would look like in that moment.
Yep.
But if you were insecure,
If I was anxious, that would freak me out.
okay.
Like you walking in, and even just the way you did it was just like,
Yeah, no
any
eye contact,
anxious person would be like,
tone.
"Oh, that's gross.
Okay, so what's happening inside an anxious person when you see those signals?
What's going on? What's wrong? What happened? What did I do? What happened? What's going on? This is probably going to end. Oh, crap. Maybe I should end it. What should I do? I don't know. Should I move forward?"
Did I say something that pissed him off? Why is he not talking to me? This is,
Anyone feel the avoidant pull away as like triggering? You can feel that, huh? Yeah. That's really scary. And again, on behalf of avoidance, once we've flipped our lids, I know that we've hurt a lot of people. But honestly, from our hearts, we're just trying to get back on track. We can't even pay attention to you at that point. So it's not against you. It's just trying to manage our lives.
if you're an anxious person and that person all of a sudden moves into those avoidance, the number, what is common is I have done something here and I'm now trying to figure out a way to keep them from going away from me. And the problem is the very thing we start doing is smothering them, trying to run to them, saying, hey, what can we do? Hey, buddy. And he keeps moving. This is why they say often an anxious and avoidant together that are very unaware can drive each other crazy. Because the anxious, when they feel threatened, are pulling them in, jumping toward them, saying, don't leave me. Meanwhile, the other person is going, leave me alone. I'm trying to regulate myself.
So I'll give you a secure way of, I'm going to flip the switch. I'm the avoidant person, of course. I come home, I know I'm on my edge of window my tolerance. I'm on the edge of flipping my lid, like I'm right there. My wife's a bit on the anxious side. So here's what I'll do if I'm doing well. I'll say, babe, I've had a day. I am on the edge. I just need some alone time, but can I take you out for dinner later on? How about 8 o'clock? And as soon as she knows that I'm coming back and there's something scheduled to come back, I can just see her going like, oh, okay. He's just going away for a time. Because otherwise I think it feels like he's going away full stop.
And maybe on the flip side, if you were a secure person dealing with an avoidant and they're just going, I need time alone. You know, a secure person might look at them and say, hey, I can tell you need some time. But can I ask when we can come back together and chat maybe later?
Why don't we
What would
reconnect later this evening?
Yeah.
Does that give you enough time? Yeah, that.
So, and a secure person is not afraid to ask for what they need too. They can say, hey, look, I know you're going to be coming back.
Okay, so I got a new one. So I was watching a movie last night. You're going to be the secure person.
Okay.
I am a lovely woman. In the movie, she was a lovely woman. She started dating a guy, straight couple. She sends him her first sexy picture. She gets all dressed up, takes a picture, sends it to him. He doesn't reply for a week. Actually, maybe Jeff is the sexy picture person. I'm the guy who hasn't replied for a week. How do you, as a secure person who sent somebody, that's a pretty big bid for connection, and I have ignored you for
It's
a
a
week.
little out of my wheelhouse for a while. I haven't been in the dating scene for a while, but
Get into your inner character,
Yeah,
Jeff.
okay.
Unzip that shirt.
so if I'm a secure person, I've sent out a sexy photo.
Yeah, and I have not responded
bidding.
for a week. So we're just dating. We're not married yet. Just dating.
And I'm still waiting for a response. I might touch off a response and saying, man, did I scare you with that photo? I wouldn't be threatened by the lack of response. I would be kind of like, I'm betting you probably are busy. Maybe you've just been about stuff. Let me know when you're around.
I'm just watching people in the crowd and seeing how everyone's reacting. Bryce is giving you a...
I don't know. I'm trying to work up the security. yeah. It's like, okay, he's moved along, right? Is that what we're hearing? They've moved along. Okay. It's like, hey, you're dead to me. Moving on.
So let's try something else. Let me try. I haven't dated in a while. I was reading about secure attachment, and one of the things they said, secure people ask for what they want early. They almost never obfuscate. If they
Right.
need something from the person they're going to
direct.
date, they will tell them early. And so this is what, the reason I use this scenario is because I read about this one, because I never was this secure in my life. A secure answer might look like this. 2 days later, hey, me sending out that picture was a bid. For us to make this work, I would need you to connect with me much quicker than a week later. Would that be a secure, anyone? How am I doing? Again, this is out of my wheelhouse here. Okay, I'm getting a Bryce thumbs up. That was
Kyla's giving her the
Oh,
thumbs
what-
down.
hit me,
Thank you,
Kyla.
Here we-
So you're just like, she's dead.
There's many fish in the sea. You're not mine.
Just 1 second, turn around and look at the guy behind you. He's not buying it. They're buddies, so they can argue. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to back up and I'll give you another scenario, then I'm going to come back to you, Linda. I was just on holidays, skanky road trip. We're living out of a car. At one point, we're going to this mountainous area to go biking. There's no cell service. Haven't talked to my wife in 10 days, so I start calling her. Doesn't answer. 5 minutes later, I call her. I'm about to leave into the mountains for an undetermined amount of time, no cell service. And I'm calling her, and I'm like, I'm getting more and more angry because she's not answering. She's not picking up her phone. It's kind of the same thing. I'm bidding for something. I'm not getting a response. Now, she's my wife, so I have a certain expectation. The first text I started to write was a bit like, you never frickin', and as soon as you hear never or always, my lid is like this, right? So I'm like doing my breathing exercises. I'm walking around the trailer trying to calm myself. And the text I wrote back was, hey, really wanted to connect with you. I'm about to head into the mountains for an undetermined amount of time. Sorry I missed you. We'll have to reconnect when I come out. Secure? Not secure. How did I do?
That would be secure.
I was pretty pissed. And again, I know my wife, her phone never rings. It's never, like, it's not deliberate. But in the moment, it's like, so our expectation is she needs to circle back as soon as she gets to her phone. This is not the time when she's like, oh, my phone didn't ring, and then I didn't answer you for 2 days. That would not work for us. Our agreement with each other is as soon as you get back to your phone and you see I called and you have a minute, you make the minute and you call me. Fair? Is that a fair expectation? So I think the other one, we're going early relationship, do you risk at this point? I'm of a mind that says, hey, for this to work, I would need this from you. If you choose not to do that, that's fine. Plenty of fish in the sea, as I think is how you said it. Again, it was a movie. Linda, did we handle what you wanted to say? Yeah.
Hiya, yeah. Yeah, move along.
Okay, let me jump on because we're running out of time.
Yeah,
Any
we are.
question you guys have, scenario that you have, that you want us to address before we conclude? It's a bit tricky, a bit vulnerable to throw it out there.
For
but
a
I just wanna-
friend, I'm saying this, yeah. I wanted to hit one,
Sure.
and this more deals with, say, a mixed family. But husband and wife, they both have kids from prior relationships. One kid, say her son, watching TV in his living room, and he comes home and he's like, man, I just want to watch TV. Can you go upstairs and watch TV? He says, man, I'm watching my show right now. Can you not? She comes in and says, can you not just let him watch? And it's like, you're picking sides with him. You are taking your son's side. You never take my side.
Never.
Yeah, those are fighting words. So I'm
Just one
just...
second. Does never usually mean this in your minds? If it doesn't, think long and hard about that. When you hear always and nevers, chances are someone's brain's already like this, and you're not in the logical, I can explain what happened phase. You're in the, I need to regulate somebody phase.
There is often many challenges in mixed relationships where there is this sense of you're choosing him, her, your own child over me. And so the argument becomes about the TV, but down deep, there's something else going on.
So, you notice a couple of things he said. He said, you never always, so already my brain's starting to think, flip the lid.
Flip the lid.
He's saying it's about the TV, but I don't think it is. I think it's about us. And so I could get tricked into going, okay, but like, I need to watch my TV on this TV and blah, blah, blah. We can have that argument about the TV, but I don't think it's about the TV. I can go, hey, what's going on for you?
Mm-hmm. I just feel like you're constantly saying yes to your kids and saying no to me.
Oh, man, that's not how I want us to be together. For sure not.
Then why are you doing it?
Probably because I'm not very skillful. Do you know the number of times I say in our relationship, why'd you do that? Probably because I'm a bit dumb or I'm not very skillful. And chances are, it kind of works, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's like,
can.
because I shit the bed, I'm sorry, that's not skillful. Can we talk a bit about how we manage our kids? But more than that, I want to talk about you and I. Like, does it feel like I've been there for you lately? How are we doing?
Yeah, I've been bothered by this for a while now, and it feels like every time I talk to you about it, there's justifications as to why you're doing it, and nothing's changing.
Thanks for bringing this up. I really appreciate it because I do not want us to live with that hanging over. I want us to figure this out. Can we work through it and kind of figure out like how we're going to manage? Because, yeah, your kids, my kids, all the different stuff. I want to make sure that we manage that well, and I want it so it feels good for you and for me. So can we talk a bit about how we're going to do that going forward? Would this be a good time?
No, I'm
Okay.
mad.
Okay, how did I do? No, I got a head shake. Didn't like it? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you.
Yeah, Mike?
Too clinical. Good. Constantly my problem. Too clinical.
It's good.
It's
good feedback.
not saying the right words, but feeling it. So one of the things that I struggle with constantly is.
I think that's why I said no. And like,
Yeah.
I could tell you're saying the right words,
Right.
but I do not in that moment
Feel it.
feel it. Yeah.
To feel regulated, most times, if someone's emotions are dissimilar to yours, if they're too dissimilar, it will feel like a threat. So if I'm angry and my wife goes to calm, it will freak me out. If you're sad and the person goes to angry, it will freak you out. You need to have an amount of emotion as close as you can get to them so that they can feel heard. And I didn't do that. So,
Okay.
constantly my problem. So, like, this is, for any of the people who are avoidant, we're constantly, because we turn down our emotions so much, it's hard for us to do it. So what I should have done is gone deeper into my emotions so I could feel that inside of me, and he could feel it in me. And that would have made his nervous system feel more calm.
Now,
I totally should at that.
can we just be really honest? You have your own flesh and blood child sitting on the floor, and you have your partner, new husband, new wife, or whatever, and they're mad at your kid. That brings out the mama, papa bear real quick. The defensiveness can jump, and all of a sudden, what you're saying is not ninja level like that. That's my boy, and don't you talk about him like that. That's the most common reaction, which blows up. So in a perfect, this here, let's be honest, this is black belt. But being able to go, I'm going to deal with the dysregulation right now first. I got to get you. So pulling them in or just acknowledging their frustration, whatever, is tough as it might be, because that is your kid that you love more than anything. More than anything. And so for them to calm down and say, look, I'm not meaning to create this for you, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to love him. I'm trying to love you. I'm sorry, but you matter to me, and I don't want to create this problem. I love that idea of saying, I blew this, I'm not trying to make this hard for you. Can we talk? Whatever. But boy, to be able to give that kind of response
Just
as
as
a
a
parent, that'd be tough.
I'm in a blended family. My wife has because I have 2 stepboys, wicked kids. So this is not so much completely new to me as, no. And I know that my wife's mama bear with her boys, tricky. Like, I need to be ninja level, because that is a big issue for her.
Yeah.
And I try to make sure that I am fully regulated. It's like, okay, we're having a family gathering. Okay, I'm going to go have some quiet time for a couple hours ahead of time. Keep my window of tolerance nice and wide. I cannot afford to flip my lid because I know hers is going to be really close. How did it feel to hear secure ways of responding? Was it helpful? How many of you were like, nailed it, I would have nailed that one right every time? Or were you going, actually, I would not have thought to have said that, huh?
Bunch of black belts in there. Yeah, it's good.
If we want to love well, both of us need to be in the window of tolerance, or at least one of us does. Parents, the same thing. If your kid's dysregulated, and they mostly are, one of the number one things is to stay inside your window of tolerance so that you can actually have choice. If you're tired, hungry, freaked out, angry, whatever, you're not going to do this well. It's just your brain's flipped. Two flipped lids, it's carnage.
Yeah.
If you can keep yourself within your window of tolerance, you have a chance of saying, wait a second, I want us to come out so that you feel like you won and I feel like we won and we're together. If you can do that, even if you don't nail how you say it, it will go better than you think.
Now, if once one of you has flipped the lid, they're dysregulated, upset, logic, as Vince said, ain't gonna happen. That's just not
Saying
gonna
the right
win.
words
It's not
is just
gonna, yeah,
not gonna
saying the right words.
happen.
It doesn't matter. So beyond it, and it's coming back, Claire, to what you were saying earlier. It's like, how can I bring you down, soften this thing, acknowledge what you're feeling without making you feel like you're crazy. Let's get that down, then we'll deal with the facts after. And so sometimes you almost feel dirty. It's almost like, am I acknowledging or am I admitting something I didn't even do? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Just to be able to regulate that person. So now they're going, oh, thank you for hearing me. Or whatever that is, whatever it takes. You need some space? Okay, we're going to get you some space. Let's get the regulation happening. Now, let's talk about this and figure out another way.
Let's come up with agreements. Let's figure out what works.
Yeah.
We do this so that we love.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people we have to love are as weird and crazy as we are. They need different things. Different ones need different things. First thing you can do is figure out what your window of tolerance is, what widens it, and then figure out who that person is, your kid, your partner, your colleague at work. What is their attachment style? That will give you a hint into how to behave, whether to give them space, whether to come forward. If you don't know that stuff, chances are you'll just use whatever you would like them to do, and it's not going to be the right thing.
Maybe this is just a whole nother world that you have never even heard of. You know, there are a number of different resources. I start pointing out some of the books that we've been leaning on that we think are very accessible for anyone to learn about. And we can put them on the show notes for today's podcast. But Stan Tatkin.
Wired for Love.
Your Brain on Love.
Your Brain on Love, Wired
and
for Love.
Wired for Love.
It's got a bunch.
There's another book called Attached. I forget the name of the author. We've been leaning heavily on that. There are some great books on this. So if you feel like, wow, this could really be a game changer for me, we encourage you to do some reading. This is not something that gets solved necessarily in a 30-minute episode.
If you know someone who's struggling with this, send them this. Send them like, hey, have you ever thought about this? Not when they're freaking out, by the way. You need to
I
go
got
and listen
something
to
to
this
do.
podcast.
Yeah, right.
Not a good time. But when everyone's calm, right? When everything's figured out, when they're reconnected. Have a great week. Have a great long weekend. Enjoy. Tell us your stories. Send us emails, whatever works for you. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.